Hello again, and welcome to A Satanic Perspective. My name is Cain Del Sol. Today I wanted to discuss a concept that has a lot of controversy surrounding it, that has spawned countless idiotic conspiracy theories. There seems to be a theme regarding the subjects I'm picking. Maybe I should stop saying that part and just let you assume that what a YouTube Satanist is soon to talk about might ruffle some feathers and scrunch some tinfoil hats. Anyway, this particular subject is so fraught with varying theories and ideas, some of which only minutely different, I can't really do what I normally do and explain all the different views this time. If I tried to go about it saying that this group believes this and that group believes that, and after so many years this group decided to take a bunch from everyone and make their own, it would take me hours to go over the specifics. So this time, I figure I'll just go over my own thoughts on the subject, in my own way, and that way I can give you an overview and you can decide for your damn self. So, the concept of the sun in the esoteric view can be somewhat varied. From the tarot interpretation, to the Gnostic, to the Egyptian, to the various folk traditions around the world, the significance of the sun is as varied as there are cultures, primarily because the sun is visible. It is a thing in our daily life. And it affects people and peoples differently depending upon where they are geographically. It could be a bringer of warmth and life, or it could be a wrathful and majestic tyrant. What we're talking about today, however, is not necessarily focused on this all-too-real vision of life-giving horror that can literally burn out your eyes, but the concept of it, decontextualized. So, think about the sun. The sun is bright, the sun is gold, the sun is what gives you sight and warmth. But when it's gone, you're stuck in the cold and the dark, hoping it comes back so your crops will grow, and some nocturnal predator that can see better than you doesn't eat you. It dominates the sky and thus all things below it. Thus the sun is the perfect allegory for a God King archetype, wouldn't you think? So then, being a Satanist, that makes the sun the enemy, correct? So who's the one we worship? For that we borrow from the Gnostics, saying that the god of this world is a flawed creator, a demiurge, a being who falsely believes himself to be the Most High when really he's rather lowly and flawed himself. Thus we seek the greater light and true origin. If we are to interpret this via the Enuma Elish, Marduk is demiurge, and Tiamat is the true goddess and mother of all. In the Greek myth, Zeus would be demiurge, and Kronos would be the true god. See where I'm going with this? So the Gnostic belief has the goddess Sophia circumvent the demiurge and send an emissary to its creation of man, interpreted by Luciferians as Lucifer, the Lightbringer, bringing knowledge to mankind, in spite of the demiurge's machinations. Sounds pretty good so far, right? Well, I have a few problems with that. First being, Lucifer is Venus, herald of the yellow sun's light. What we need is something that heralds the opposition to the sun. Not just that, we need something that works in an opposite manner of everything in this world. We need an emissary of the other in this system. Something subversive, something feared, something that can take another concept and wear it like a mask. I got it. Saturn. Hear me out. Saturn sits at the edge of the traditional planetary line of alchemy. At the time, they thought it was the end, last stop before nothing. But it was a gateway. It is on the threshold of what was known and what was not, with the planets that follow past it relating to much larger esoteric concepts, and even being named after gods of the unknown deep and the underworld. Thus, Saturn is the crossroads, the go-between. Because of its station, it can wear the properties of other planets in alchemy like a mask. It literally will work through communication, through attraction, through war. Any of the other planet stations can be applied through Saturn in some way or another. Most of the time, in a very negative manner, or at the very least, in a manner that will draw you in towards the dark unknown. This is because the works of Saturn are of inversion, and thus have seeped their way into mankind's cosmic psyche in a way that baffles the critical mind. Every conspiracy theory for decades, maybe centuries, has demonized Saturn, and made it the secret focus of every political and cultural boogeyman in existence. From the Rothschild family and the Star of David, to the Black Cube of Mecca, to Cleopatra's Needle and the Black Obelisks. In the 80s, there was even a theory that primitive man had lived on an Earth that orbited Saturn as if it were a sun, and some cataclysmic event like collision with a planetoid pushed it out of orbit and into orbit with our current sun. While yes, this makes absolutely no sense, the theory is out there, and it grabbed people right between their ears. So why is all this significant, and how does this round back to our original subject, to the sun? Well, you see, as occultists, we have to know how to read the motions and tendencies of the human mind in its individual and collective expressions. The Satanist is one who seeks what the common man fears and embodies it. What has mankind feared for longer than darkness, death, and the devil, by whatever name he might be given? And, to be honest, what I love about the conspiracy world is that it does a lot of that work for us. It builds insane narratives and gets people hooked, which is especially easy now that all you have to do is say something outrageous, get banned from Twitter, and then write a book about how you were censored. Then everyone will believe you. That sort of thing makes it easy for the Satanists to take advantage of the noospheric swayings. Various groups like the Church of Satan and the Order of Nine Angles are definitely guilty of that. So here we are with the conspiracy theorists' newest world that they have built, where symbols of the sun or mostly benevolent gods are actually symbols of the hidden sun, or black sun, of Saturn, which is the devil, which controls the world and seeks to destroy Christian values and create a world without God. Sounds good to me. Sign me up. So to follow this alchemically, we have a yellow sun that upholds this world, and its dark twin in Saturn peeking out from the threshold, beckoning us further into the dark and the unknown. This is where the light of Negredo comes along, the shining black diamond of entropy. It is the hidden sun behind the sun, and all of its cycles. But that's just my view on things. That's kind of a taste of how my mind works as well. Bounces from source to source, connecting dots and the like. A lot there went left unsaid and unexplained, but I'm not here to hold your hand in esoteric practice. All the pieces are there, figure it out. For now, as always, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave a comment down below. And if you liked this video or any others on my channel, be sure to check out my book. It documents my personal philosophy and esoteric practice in much greater detail than you will ever see here. I put a lot of hard work into it, so I hope you'll check it out, possibly grab a copy. I'll put the link to the pre-orders in the description below. Until the next time, this has been A Satanic Perspective.